What's going on, guys? It's William, and this channel is about real estate investing, personal finance, and financial freedom. And when we're not talking about real estate investing for passive income, I do like to occasionally throw something in there a little bit different. Today, we're going to talk about Tesla, specifically the Cybertruck. And for just meeting, my name is William Dauria. I became financially free through real estate investing and entrepreneurship by 32 years old. So if you're not already currently subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm if you got any good content whatsoever out of this video. And these are the top reasons that yours truly ordered the new Cybertruck. So we're gonna start off with one of the most amazing parts of the night, other than the fact that it does some pretty crazy cool stuff, is the fact that it starts at $39,900. Can we get some applause here? Thank you very much. That's crazy. For what you're getting, it blows the mind. Let's dive into it. Number one, starting at first is the range. And we know it's an all-electric vehicle. It starts with these are at least miles, 250 miles of range, 300 miles of range, and 500 miles of range. That is a long time to go between bathroom breaks. So let me know in the comments below, what model do you think I should be looking at in the first place? What would you buy? Would you get the base model at 250, 6.50 to 60? Would you get the medium one, 300 mile range and a 0 to 60 at 4.5? Or would you opt for the more expensive one at $69,900 and a 2.90 to 60 and a 500 mile range? Guys, be honest with me. I want your honest opinion. Which one do you think you would go with? Would you go with the cheaper, more economical one? Would you go with the crazy fast one? I'm going to talk about at the end my experience with my previous Tesla. Number two, and this is a big one for most, I couldn't care less. And it's the crash rating. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you didn't care about it. It could be a 1-star all the way around. I don't care. I think that has a lot to do with I used to ride motorcycles and I was a stunt rider back in the day. And I just don't care other than the fact that I always wear a helmet. Like a 1-star, a 5-star, anything safer than a motorcycle, kind of get my point. But Tesla, up to this point, has always produced a 5-star crash rating in all of its ratings, so assume the Cybertruck is probably going to be in that mix. Number three, comes standard on all trim levels with autopilot. No kidding. I had to pay for it on my last Tesla. I had a P85D, a Model S. I had to pay for the additional autopilot. It comes standard now in all models, starting with the base model at $39,900, coming with autopilot. That was a $7,500 option back in the day. And the next one is the body, the structure itself. What you see on the outside here is literally the frame itself. Like, there is no internal frame like a normal car. You have the frame on the outside. Also, that means this truck is extraordinarily strong. Being that it's from stainless, cold rolled 30 times steel, don't exactly know what that is, but it's very, very strong. For instance, it will not scratch. It will not dent easily. It will not rust. It's bulletproof? Like, what? From a 9mm. Look at this. Yeah, that's not Photoshop. That's a 9mm shooting the base model truck or the high model, whatever. It's all the same stuff. Like, holy cow. So your truck's going to be bulletproof because I need that every day as a real estate investor. I don't know. Maybe I do some days. Some of these neighborhoods, let me tell you. The next one is the Volt. And that's a lockable tonneau cover. That's kind of what they call a tonneau cover, right? It's actually electronic. There's a button on the back of the truck and you push it and the electronic vault actually closes. It's strong enough, get this, for a full-size man like Elon Musk. I don't know if you guys know this, he's like 6'2" or 6'3", right? And we assume that he's at least 200 pounds, give or take, right? Just because of the height. He's standing on the tonneau cover, right smack in the middle of it being closed. It's not even flexed at all. Like, this is a seriously strong tonneau cover. They even say that the tonneau cover is the safest part of the vehicle. More safe than the cab itself, as far as like storing items, not people, I hope. Also, in the bed, it's got LED lights all the way around inside. So that's not like, oh wow, I've never seen that before, because there are some trucks that do that now. The new Chevy Silverado does that. I knew somebody just bought it and they got some nice LED lights. It's pretty cool. But what they don't have is this. Check this picture out. So what you're looking at here is the inside of the bed, and all those little rails, almost looks like little ring grooves. Those you can put anywhere. You can attach hook points to anything on this all the way around that you see, so that you can basically tie down anything at any direction and still have a good tie down for it. I had an F-150 and the tie down points were in the front, at the bottom, at the back, at the bottom. That was it. You can't attach it to anywhere else. So you're basically going out 45, 45, 45, 45. Hope that works for you because that's all you're getting. Also, this is another cool note. Have you noticed the inside has no wheel wells? That's why at first when I saw it, and I go, that looks a little different, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It has no wheel wells. Seriously, how many times have you been to Home Depot and was loading something and the wheel wells happen to get in the way? Or you're loading maybe a couple motorcycles or an ATV. Kind of get the point, there's no wheel wells on this. How awesome is that? Also, that tailgate. A lot of the truck companies now are doing kind of something funny with this tailgate, you know? Like they got a little pull down step or they got this little flip up thing or they're doing something, right? Well, they haven't done this, so check this picture out. This picture is a picture of the tailgate on the Tesla with a built-in ramp. Like literally, it's built into the tailgate. And you literally just pop it down, and the back of the truck will actually drop down so you can safely load or offload. In this case, it was an ATV. You could easily do a motorcycle, you can pull a dolly up, and you can imagine that this thing's gonna hold probably, I don't know, at least 1,000 pounds. I mean, driving a full-size man, driving up an ATV, that's gotta be like, what, almost 700-800 pounds right there alone. So this is gonna be a very capable truck, not only in the sense of it's electric and the mile per gallon E is going to be astounding, but it's also going to be an everyday usable vehicle that's going to be more usable than your neighbor's truck, and I like to be different. Which, we talked about that back dropping down, which brings me to my next one. It has air ride suspension come factory. That's right, if you get the base model at $39,900, it comes with the air ride suspension. That's air ride adjustable suspension. You can adjust it down, you could adjust it up. I think that it was like, don't quote me on this, it was like 12 inches of adjustability, something like. It's a lot. You could basically make it like a mini lowrider, or you could jack it up and be like, here, I got a 10-inch lift. It cost me 15 seconds. Pretty cool, right? And another one that everybody sees, not everybody talks about, is the second light on the top. I call the zombie light because, well, it looks like a zombie apocalyptic truck with that extra light beam on top. And they say that will make it to production models, so expect to see that on the road. Hopefully that top light is DOT because I will be cruising around with the dual lights going because, well, it's cool. This is another one that might have been overlooked by a lot of people. Is we talked about the air suspension, right? It also has an air compressor that you can tap into. That's right. The air compressor has a nozzle somewhere on that truck you can actually hook it up to. You can go and fill up your tires. You can fill somebody else's tires. You can do whatever you do, like fill up a life raft or fill up a raft in general, or your flotation devices at the lake or whatever, because you have the capability of having an onboard air compressor already built into the truck, and that comes standard as well. Wow. And the last two is it's going to have a 6-seat configuration inside. Totally cool because, well, who doesn't need or want some extra space inside their car? So having the ability to put 6 in isn't necessarily anything new or anything to write home about, but it's cool in the fact that it depicts how big this truck is actually going to be on the inside to fit 6 grown men side to side. That's pretty cool because I don't know if you ever tried to fit 3 grown men in a Ranger, but it's pretty tight. And the last one is over-air updates, software updates. So as you know, if you're a Tesla owner, you know that when your car sits in the garage overnight, the next day you go out there and then bam, it's updated. You'll get in the car and I turn the key, like there's not a key in the car, but I'm so used to doing that with my other car. So you sit down and the car notices you have the key on itself, and then it just starts. It turns on. It's a computer basically. It's like opening the screen. Everything's like, here you go, hey. And it'll say, hey, so-and-so, your name up there, or whatever you want to call your car, because you can call it whatever you want, by the way. It'll say, hey, that name you chose on the screen, we did these updates for you, and it'll actually tell you what it did and what's the new stuff coming up. Like, I would constantly see, like, on my P85D, like, hey, we just updated your 0 to 60, hope you don't mind. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a free 50 horsepower overnight. And then I, of course, went out there and tested it, and I was like, sweet, I got a little bit more power. So little stuff like that. Changes, constant updates to the autopilot is another one. Any bugs and fixes kind of over the software update kind of takes care of that. Basically this, when you buy a Cybertruck or any Tesla for that matter, your car doesn't feel the age because every year the next model is just as updated as your model. So if you bought a Model S, for instance, in 2014 and it's 2018, 19, 20, 21, as long as the body style hasn't changed, your software is going to be updated as well. Now, of course, if the hardware, something gets updated, like, you know, from 4G to 5G, that kind of stuff, you can get that updated, but everything already there, software is already being taken care of. So totally cool. And back to the P85D that I had, the reason I'm thinking about going with the base model is because it's not as fast. I don't get tire wear, extreme tire wear that I had with my P85D. I was changing a set of 4 tires every 90 days. I had 21-inch wheels and I had constant blowouts. I broke several rims. I was changing my tires every 90 days. I only had that car for 1 year. It was constantly back and forth from the shop. Now, they did take care of $27,000 in repairs under warranty in 1 year, so I applaud Tesla. That's why I'm giving them my business again. However, I had bad luck with that car. The tire wear is the only extreme tire wear is the only thing keeping me out of possibly, I'm not saying I won't get it, but possibly the top tier, because you know those big tires are probably going to be, let's guess guys, I don't know, what do you think? Let me know below how much you think those tires are. $2,000 for all 4 of them? They might be. They might be like the super smart Michelin run flat things. They might have the foam inside. They're probably going to be special because we know Tesla and they like to make their vehicles as quiet as possible. All right, guys, that's all I've got today for this. Let me know in the comments below, what trim level do you think I should get on my upcoming Cybertruck? Also, let me know, did you order a Cybertruck and what trim level did you choose and why? Also, if you got any value out of this video whatsoever, please consider smashing that like button, not gently tapping it, but smashing that like button. And until next time, I'm William Dauria. Thanks for watching.